What up, Fresh Coast gamers? We're here for some Warhammer Fantasy 8th edition. We're not really sure what's going to happen tomorrow. Likely the death of Warhammer Fantasy. But we will keep playing something. Probably either Kings of War or just keep playing 8th edition. I mean, we only play this game a couple times a year, so that's fine. We are here playing End Times, 3,500 points versus 3,500 points. We're playing Dark Elves versus Beastmen. So first, we're going to show Adam's Dark Elves.
Alright, 3,500 points. This is the host of the Eternity King out of the End Times Cain book. I am indeed bringing Malekith, and he is the Malekith, the Eternity King version, 1,000 points, so it's a big chunk of my 3,500 points. And that, by the way, is Mike doesn't remember, but he gave me that model. End Times Cain was the only End Times book that did not release with new models. And even in the pictures in the book, they show that old Malekith model. I would have probably bought it, GW, so you missed out on a sale because I was looking for a new Malekith model. Anyway, Malekith, I've got a block of Witch Elves and a Cauldron of Blood with a Death Hag. Looks
awesome.
It is also my BSB. This was not painted the last time, so it's been a while since we probably had a Warhammer Fantasy one. But so full command on the Witch Elves. I have a block of Dread Spears with Musician and Banner. The Cold One Knights, 10 at the Banner, Musician, and Dread Knight. 2 Reaper Bolt Throwers.
Yes.
Unfortunately awesome. Not painted. I have a Blood Rack Medusa, which was painted by a good friend of ours who used to own GS.
She is a badass bee right there.
I have a level 1 Sorceress on a Cold One. I have a War Hydra. 2 units of Dark Shard, the Crossbowman. 5 Doomfire Warlocks, and the Blackguard.
So you only have 2 casters then?
Technically this counts as a caster.
Oh, that's a unit. Right. So you have 3. A level 4 in Malekith? Or
he's a 5. He's
level
a 5. He's the only level 5 that I
Level 4 you said?
She's level 1.
Level 1?
That's a level 2.
Okay. Alright, so 1,000 points in Malekith. It's a good thing I don't have any cannons right now.
Well, funny story is he's actually this is how I always wish dragons were. It's a combined profile. It's not a rider and mount anymore. He can't in the cannon. He'll only take 1 wound maximum per hit.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
for 1,000 points, you know, you.
Yeah, he doesn't start. He's immune to multiple wounds roll.
Alright, so the Dark Elves, I was trying to think of a narrative for this game last night, and Adam actually has one.
So, the only thing, if those of you who
Spoiler alert.
The King book, the very last thing that happens is when Malekith kind of unites the Elves and they move to their new land, they encounter, basically they're carving out a new land after they destroyed Uluthen, and they're fighting Beastmen territories at the end. There's no scenario for this, so we're just playing the battle lines, but the last of the fluff book is them basically fighting Beastmen. Awesome. And then the world ends later, but...
So, I mean, our guys...
Yes. The world ends. So, it's very fluffy, actually, to have the Eternity Host King against Beastmen at this point.
Awesome. Alright, so now we have Mughoof's Bray Herd here. You can see right here I have my Warlord. It's Chieftain Mughoof on a thing, like a boar thing, and there are no rules for that, but it just looks really sweet, so I like it. I have 3 level 1 shamans, a level 4 with death, a level 4 with shadow, and the herdstone right here. Then I have, for my troops, I have 40 Gors with extra hand weapons, 40 Ungors with shields and hand weapons, 2 chariots back there. If you can't notice, I do have Tzeentch as my herd bonus thingy, and it's actually pretty cool. With the Glotkin book, I am running a Chaos Legion, so I can give my guys marks of Tzeentch, which is pretty cool, something we haven't had in a while. Also, if my guys get in a challenge and they kill somebody, it's possible they could become a Chaos Spawn, which is hilarious, I think. I have 2 Razor Boar thingies here. And then special, I have 40 Bestigor, and in rare I have a Gorgon and a Giant. So you can see my herdstone there. That's from Dream Spirit Wargaming, and my whole base here is from Dream Spirit as well. Just a look at the board here. We do have some ruins and things on the board. It is like the end times, obviously, so everything's been blown up. But you can also see some little burrows here from my guys. Those are made by Dream Spirit as well. Look awesome. Milos and his team are really, really good at this stuff. All right, check back on after turn 1 and we'll see how everything goes. All right, so you can see here we have our setup. Where you, again, Fantasy 8th edition. We're not playing the deploy whatever you want game. I have a chariot on my left flank, Gorgon and a giant. I'm hoping the Reaper bolt throwers don't tear up my big guys because they have no armor save and all that stuff. Ungor with shields, and I have my BSB in that unit and a level 4 death wizard, and I have my Razor Gore. My Warlord is in with 40 gore, so he can project his bubble there. And my level 4 Shadow is right here. And then Bestigore and a Chariot. Across from me, Adam has these guys who have some really sweet magic shooting, basically. The Crossbowmen, Hydra. Are they Lore Masters, Adam?
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
boy.
no, they have set spells.
Okay. Reaper, Bolt Thrower, Spearman guys, Witch Elves, Malekith, Cold Ones, Crossbowmen, and Spearmen, and then that Medusa thingy. Okay, so after turn 1, I had a failed charge over here. My chariot tried to charge Adam's cavalry and they fled. I moved up. They fainted. They fainted. I marched up the battlefield quite a bit. You'll notice there's a huge hole in my lines. And a chariot over here. During the magic phase, the first thing I did was you roll 4d6 for magic, winds of magic, then you roll 2d6 on the Reign of Chaos table, and I rolled the Dark Prince Thirst. So each unit, I roll it on a 6, they do a leadership test at 3d6, take wounds with no armor save, from their leadership, which was mostly 10, because Malekith has a long range. It killed a Reaper Bolt Thrower, some crossbows, and Adam's Medusa thingy, which I felt bad about. It was the first time using it, but
it's okay.
I'm sure.
The reason that you don't see it is because it has really crappy rules, like really low leadership for some reason.
It's leadership too.
Yeah.
It doesn't really. So I'm sure I'm going to lose a lot of models in return. The Witch Elves are miasma with all of their stats are -2 almost. Bridge of Shadows, my Gore behind his lines. Probably not a good idea because my general's in there, but we'll see. And then I Occam's Mind Razored them, so they are really high strength right now as well. And they're in Adam's rear, so. Alright, so let's see what happens. I'm expecting a huge retaliation in return from Malekith. Alright, so bottom of turn 1, Adam's turn could probably not have gone worse.
Failed the charge. Took a wound from Dangerous.
Yeah, he failed the charge with the Cold Ones, and the Wizardess took a wound. She looks really sweet, by the way.
Yeah, that was a gift from Brad, actually.
Yeah, she looks really cool.
And then you canceled all my spells, basically.
Yeah, basically none of the spells went off. It's weird because in End Times you have to roll to see how many dice you can use to cast a spell, and so a lot of it at times Adam was trying to cast with 1 or 2 dice, and it was really hard. Over here he moved up with his guys, and let's see, should be a couple charges this turn. Definitely in the back, Bridge of Shadows. I was worried that Bridge of Shadows was going to come back at me, so let's see what happens here. Turn 2. Alright, so top of turn 2, we had a bunch of charges and some fighting this turn. The horsey guys fainted, they fainted, and the chariot redirected his charge into those guys. I had a razor gore that charged the Hydra, and the Hydra mulched it. Over here the giant and the Gorgon charged. I was really trying to set myself up. I had, you know, -3 leadership on that regiment, and he actually beat me in combat. The giant did 10 hits with his jump up and down, and Adam saved a bunch of them on a 5-up like a boss. Over here the chariot charged and held those guys up. The Gores actually did destroy the spear guys pretty well, but did not catch them, so they bounced into the witch elves. Alright, so this will be the bottom of turn 2.
Alright guys, this is Cerberus here. I'm going to interrupt the bat rep video to resolve a question that we've been posing in our group for years now. In Michigan, there are essentially 2 kinds of hot dog people. If you live in Oakland, Wayne, Macomb County, you have probably eaten a Kowalski hot dog and grown up on them your entire life. But if you're anywhere north of that, Lapeer, Genesee, St. Clair counties, Washtenaw South. Anyway, any of the northern counties, you probably grew up with these. These are Kogel hot dogs. Most of us in the Fresh Coast Gaming group have been eating Kogel hot dogs our entire lives. Now, a few years ago, I had a friend. I sent out to the store to buy hot dogs for dinner, and she came back with these, and I was really mad at her. And then I tried them, and I thought they were pretty good. So we've been trying to convince Mike here that not only is he going to have a difficult time telling the difference between the two, but he's actually probably going to like these a lot, because I think they're good hot dogs. Don't get me wrong, Kogels will always be my favorite hot dog because I grew up with them, but I'm a fan of Kowalski's too. So we're gonna kind of take a little bit of break here, get some burgers and dogs on the grill, and we're gonna have Mike do a blind taste test and stick some wieners in his mouth.
I'm down.
You're always down.
That was the one with like the...
Alright, here we have a shot of the dogs after they've been cooked. We got the Kowalskis over here, and the Kogels over here. Now, I want to point out that both of them are natural casing dogs, right? These are the same exact style of hot dog from both companies, but their respective recipes. So what we're going to do, like I said, we're going to have Mike try one of each. We're going to have them put the same toppings on the dogs and blindfold them, and then we'll see which happens, or we'll see what the result is. Alright, so Muggins is ready to go. He's got his bandana that Adam found in his underwear drawer. Yep. Ready to go. How's the bandana smell?
It smells like a brace cream.
Like a brace cream? Nice.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have 2 dogs identically prepared. One Kogel and one Kowalski. That one's the Kogel, that one's the Kowalski. Mike likes his with a little mustard and onions. So go ahead, Mike. Put your hand on a wiener and stick it in your mouth. Alright, there's one delicious bite of hot dog A. What do you think?
That's on the right.
Yep, there's you got the other one. Alright, hot dog B.
That one is crunchier.
A little crunchier.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say that one's a Kogel.
Okay.
And that one's the Kowalski.
So the first one you ate was the Kowalski, you think?
Yeah.
Go ahead and take your blindfold off. You are absolutely wrong. You have them completely backwards, Mr. Kogels are the best.
Hey, you know, I'm a brand loyalist, I guess.
Yeah, you are a brand loyalist, that's right. That's kind of what this whole video is about today, isn't it? So anyway, what'd you think of it though? Kowalski's a good hot dog, isn't it? It's a really good hot dog. It's just not what you grow up with. So, but sometimes you have to change with the times, don't you? Oh! So we're using hot dogs as a metaphor for Warhammer Fantasy today.
If the metaphor were real, I would have like 1,000 hot dogs here and I'd have to throw all of them away.
You'd have to throw all but one away, yeah. Or maybe 2.
Alright, so bottom of turn 2. You can see Adam did some destruction here. We messed up earlier. End time spells can actually not be dispelled, I think is what we figured out, right?
Yeah.
So you can basically Shadow Bridge 1 unit per turn. if you get
it once per turn, but it can't
yeah,
be dispelled.
if you get enough power dice, right? Like you have to roll the thing and then do the thing, and so he charged Malekith into my unit of Gores. I did not take the challenge with my Beast Lord because I did the math and he would have just died.
Background noise.
The giant died and the Gorgon passed his thingy. Not much else, you know. He did Shadow Bridge these Witch Elves over here, so now I have to react to that. And he moved over here, killed that chariot, killed the chariot over here. So let's see what happens. Alright. Top of turn 3. I think we're going fast turn-wise here. I mean, everything's going to be dead by turn 6 or
I thought the
whatever.
magic phase would be like an hour long. It's still not too bad.
Okay, so that was the top of turn 3. You'll notice I did reform the Ungors. So they're facing the Witch Elves, ready to take a charge. The Gorgon and the Razor Gore managed to break the cavalry and they're chasing. The Bestigor were steadfast. They took a lot of wounds, but they're steadfast, so we'll see what happens to them. The epic combat right here, the end of Warhammer Fantasy as we know it. So I teleported this level 1 shaman over using Bridge of Shadows and I tried to cast a bunch of beasts spells on my warlord or my beast lord to try to pump him up to fight Malekith. I did manage to get Savage Beast of Horos off, so that was +3 strength, +3 attacks. But in my hubris, I neglected to be able to put a toughness spell on him. So Wissons didn't go off, +1 toughness, and Impenetrable Pelt didn't go off. That would have been +3 toughness, which would have made him almost unkillable. Adam, even with my 3-up invul save from Zinch and my magic items, ward save. Adam did manage to put 5 wounds on him, so he got taken down before I could even attack, which
Like you said, it was a 1,000 point
sucks.
character versus 200.
It was, yeah. I was trying to do a, like a machine to get my guy pumped up, and I should have cast the toughness spell first. What ended up happening is you figure out what you want to cast, and then you have to roll a die to see how many power dice you can use. And I rolled a 1 for Impenetrable Pelt, and it made it so I couldn't cast it. Basically, once you fail, then you can't cast it again. All right, so bottom of turn 3. Okay, so bottom of 3. Adam is entering the mop-up stage. I have killed a bunch of his stuff, but he took off the Bestigors this turn. I killed a lot of his guys, but not enough. Malekith managed to destroy the Gores. He killed my Great Grey, level 4. Over here, he did charge my Ungors. Combination of Beast Banner made them strength 4, and they have Mark of Zinch, so they have a 5-up ward save in close combat. That kind of saved me there. My champion actually gets to roll on the Eye of the Gods chart because he wanted.
Yay!
Hopefully, he won't become a spawn, so we'll see. And I just have those guys hanging out, So let's see what happens.
That's right.
All right, so top of turn 4, the Gorgon and the Razor Gore charged and ran the cavalry off the board. Always want to get that extra point if you can, or points or whatever. Over here, I cast Curse of Anrahar on that unit, so -1 to hit. Wisson's Wild Form on my regiment, so +1 strength, +1 toughness. And Savage Beast of Horos on my War Gore BSB. So he has 8 attacks right now at strength 7. Strength 4 plus 3, so strength 7. I did blow up both of my remaining level 1 shamans, and my Great Bray died in combat. So I have no magic casters at all anymore. I imagine I'm going to get charged a bunch this turn. Let's see what happens. Alright, so we're finished. We made it through 4 turns.
Yeah.
And Adam finished off my Ungors over here. My Wargore BSB took 2 wounds from Malekith and failed his 5-up armor save and 5-up invul, but I still failed. You know, he had 8 attacks at strength 8. He was maybe doing something in Malekith. That would have been pretty sweet and epic.
Malekith's kind of overpowered.
Well, he's 1,000 points. I mean, if I took Glotkin or something, I'm sure. So we're going to call the game, turn it into turn 4. Do a salute to Warhammer Fantasy. We hope to find something, you know, even if it's just playing 8th edition still. Adam and I have the rules. We have all those stuff. It's possible we'll move to Kings of War. They have some really sweet rules written by Alessio Cavatore, who is one of my favorite writers, so we'll see about that. Yeah, check it out. I will post up our lists here in the beginning of this so you can check them out. Have a good one. Enjoy Fantasy.